What if I told you were lied to your whole life? What if I told you that you don't have a disability and your disability is actually your superpower? I was diagnosed with ADHD, auditory processing disorder. I had an IEP. I was told I wouldn't graduate through college. I now am a very successful business owner who has made it through college and who actually isn't doing what she went to college for. I'm running my own business. It has such a big special place on my heart, ADHD, because it controlled my life. I allowed it to control my life for so long. And if you feel like you're allowing ADHD to control your life, this conversation is for you. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Jessica. I'm a master NLP practitioner and I'm the CEO of A Stronger You podcast. Basically what that means is I specialize in subconscious reprogramming, mindset manifestation, and making more wealth and abundance in your life. So I took some notes down. I was on my hot girl walk a couple days ago and I was like, I really healed my ADHD and I want to start talking about it. So I'm sharing with you in this video 5 things that I still do today that has helped me heal it. There are much more, but if you implement these 5 things, and again, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor, and I did heal my ADHD without medicine. I was on medicine not throughout high school, but like for a year or 2. I absolutely hated the way it made me feel. I felt like a robot. I felt depressed. It was a lot for me. And so it didn't work for me. I remember I tried Concerta, Ritalin, Adderall, Vyvanse, doing different doses. And I'm not here to on medicine, right? I think medicine can be a beautiful tool to support us, like for seasons. I just really don't believe on relying on medicine, and I don't believe you have to. Again, I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice at all. The first thing that I stopped doing was I stopped telling myself that I have ADHD. Regardless if you are diagnosed with it or if you're self-proclaimed ADHD, stop telling yourself you have it. Now I've come to acceptance that I love it. I don't have it. It was put on me at a young age, and I've been able to grow out of it. So as you listen to my words and how I speak about it, I believe it's very empowering. But I stopped associating myself with ADHD. I stopped saying, oh, I can't focus. Like, oh, I can't read that book. Like my friends are like, oh my God, did you read so-and-so? Oh no, I can't do it. I can't read. I just can't focus. Stop telling yourself that. Your belief system is formed through your words and a bunch of other things, but your words are so vital. So step number 1, stop telling yourself that, okay? I never read a book my whole entire life. Guess what? When I moved out on my own, I read my first book ever. The first book I read was The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Changed my life. You know the second book I read? Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Do you know how scientific that book is? And I read that. Me, the girl who can't read, the girl who my guidance counselor told my mom that they were scared I wouldn't be able to make it through college, and I made it through college, and I became an occupational therapist, the therapist who helped people with special abilities. And my mom always said, once you find something you like, you're going to be able to read it. And I never understood what she said. You know, like when I was younger, I tried reading the Captain Underpants book. You know what I'm talking, you know those books? And I couldn't do it. I wanted to read so bad. I envied people who are on the beach reading with their pina coladas, sunglasses on. And I'm like, I wish I could be that person. Number 2, my whole life I was told you can't sit still. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, stillness is also there's medicine in stillness, and I meditate. I don't want to go too far off topic, but when it came to meditation with ADHD, I always told myself I couldn't meditate. I can't sit still for 5 minutes. I can't sit still for 10 minutes. Guess how I started meditating? I stopped telling myself that I can't sit still for 5 minutes. And now I know how to meditate. I meditated for hours. I don't love meditating for hours. So anyway, number 2 is movement. So I came to acceptance. You're going to hear me say the word acceptance a lot when I say like I healed from anxiety, ADHD. Anxiety! Don't let that pressure get to your head. It's Chris Brown. I came to acceptance that I love moving and I feel so alive when I move. So was I ever gonna stop that? Because in school, they thought there was something wrong with me because I couldn't stop moving. I have a lot of energy within me. When I allow that energy to move and flow, I am so connected. I'm so aligned. I am so present. So I use that to my power, the fact that I love to move. I use that as a gift. So I go for constant walks. I'm always moving. You know, when I feel tired, I know sometimes I need to rest and lay down on this beautiful couch I have, but most of the times I need to go shake shit off and go for that walk. Tap. That's why I love EFT tapping, because I'm able to move through. We're going to get to EFT tapping with ADHD in a moment. Number 3 is, I actually kind of said this in the second one. I accepted that I have a special ability, not a disability, a special ability. And like I said, I now see it as my superpower, and I know how to get a lot of shit done. Number 4, very similar to my anxiety video. I don't know if you saw that video, but go check it out, which, by the way, if this is resonating with you, I want to invite you to comment the number 5 down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and turn your post notification bell on so you get notified when I upload a video. Number 4 is reducing stimuli and doing things every single day that bring you a sense of peace and calmness. So like I said, I am very simplistic. I never used to be. I grew up in a household where there was lots of chaos, lots of stimulus, lots of people yelling, lots of clutter everywhere. Bitch, when I moved out in my own house, if you go watch my Miami house tour, so clean and like decluttered. Same for my home now, okay? Doing things that bring me peace every single day and calmness helps me heal and, helps me accept that ability of mine, the ADHD, if you will. Ask yourself, what are some things that bring you a sense of calmness? Are your friends keeping you calm, or are they bringing more stimulus into your life? Is that working for you? And it takes a lot of willpower to do that. But what's amazing as humans is we have something that's called a higher faculty, okay? The higher faculty consists of many things: intuition, visualizing, one of them being willpower. And because we have that within us, animals have instinct, we have intuition, we have willpower, we have the ability to visualize, which we're the only animals in the animal kingdom who know how to visualize, and that's why we're so powerful. We've been able to create this whole world through visualization. And if you are one of my clients or not one of my clients, and regardless of whatever you are, and you have a hard time visualizing, know that it's a practice. It's a muscle that you work. So we have willpower. You have willpower to reduce stimuli, to do things that bring you a sense of calmness. It just takes that courage. Number 5, last thing I wanted to touch on is subconscious reprogramming. Obviously, I started with my words. I stopped telling myself, and then I got into this work: EFT tapping, time techniques. I have to sneeze. Confirmation. Time techniques, EFT tapping, subconscious reprogramming, single belief change. These are all modalities that I use with my clients and that you can use on your own, right? You can get my EFT tapping resources. This really helped heal my ADHD. What happened to me in my experience was, when I was younger, they put me in a box. They told me from the jump that there was something wrong with me, that I had a learning disability. Imagine telling a child who is here to listen to their peers. Imagine you tell your child that they're the smartest person in the world, guess what they're going to grow up to believe? So what's beautiful about this work is when we become more aware of it, as your consciousness expands and you become more aware of what we were told as kids, how it manifests into our life. If you decide to have children, or you do have children, how you speak to them is how their belief systems are going to be formed as they get older. It's such a beautiful thing to be aware of. Comment part 2 down below, and I would love to make it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video with a friend who you feel like this would support. And also go check out my podcast, A Stronger You, on all platforms. I love you guys. See you in the next video.